The challenge that we have is many of our Medicare members in Humana, they like to call. And so we have a gap between those who like to call and those who don't, like the emerging Medicare members who do not want to call. And so when I looked at how are we going to solve that? Consumer needs and consumer expectations are really driving the space in digital transformation, especially within healthcare. They have experiences that they get in retail, for example, and that transference is being fully expected in healthcare. And so the greater that we get ahead of that as a healthcare industry and as an organization to ensure that we're tapping into meeting expectations, consumer expectations, and then pairing our ability to meet them with capabilities that they're used to and familiar with in retail, it's going to be imperative for us to do that. You know, a really neat capability that we're driving in Humana is called FastPath that we're developing with Jacada. Instead of rethinking that IVR process, we rethought how do we actually come to the table with the consumer and what is it they want to do. And so tapping into Jacada's technology and capability, it was really good for us to say, you know what, let's try a capability that they're not familiar with that allows them perhaps to reconsider why they're calling us and reconsider even why they would touch an IVR. For us, that was a glimmer of hope of how to address a very severe painful experience in the IVR and change that. So that's one application of FastPath. The other application of how we can do and use it is not through IVR, but also that contextual switching between digital channels. So for example, if we have somebody who's looking on the web, how can we contextually switch over to a FastPath capability that you can do online too and complete that transaction? So it allows us to look at all of the transactional sort of capabilities and interactions that our consumers want to do and think of how we can give them an alternative way to do that. So to me, it's a new channel that's been created. And it's a hybrid channel that those who are familiar and don't want to be familiar with IVR can use, and those who are more technologically savvy and digitally conversant can feel very at home with the capability. So I think it was great for us to do this in healthcare, and we took some very easy transactions like billing, you know, how to get your bill paid or how to get an ID card and have it at your fingertips as well. The second thing I wanted to say around the capability that Jacada provides us with FastPath is the ability to rethink how we engage with consumers directly. And that means that the text-based messaging we can leverage, and we can have a fast path way into helping them to get them complete their task or answer their question, which that is something that has been unavailable unless they had a digital download of an app, right? Or they went to our website. This is a quick, instant way of trying to help consumers do what they want to do and meet them where they're at. So one of the benefits that FastPath affords us is the ability for consumers to make it effortless for them. And that's done in a number of ways. One of the ways I can share with you is how an agent, when they get someone on the other end who's used FastPath, and for some reason, whatever capability that they tried to do on self-service, they couldn't do. And so now it's important they do talk to someone, and it's important that in the channel that we don't contain people and make them trapped in that channel, where we have a way for them to get their answer. If it's not in this self-service menu, then they have a way to talk to a representative, and it may be about something else. So when they do that, we have a sort of a fast path into the agent channel. And not only does that reduce transfers, but it also allows the agent to do what we call contextual switching, which is look at what they were trying to do in that channel before they got to them. This saves like a number of steps for the consumer. It saves them re-authenticating again. It saves them repeating themselves again and saying, here's what I was trying to do. And so we're talking about reducing frustration levels, making it effortless, and making that experience better, and for the agent as well. Because the agent really does want to help the consumer. And so how better than to put a technology like this in place so that they can get that capability and see what they were trying to do beforehand. We're seeing the highest NPS T-scores. It's in any channel that we're offering right now, it's one of the highest NPS T-scores that we've seen. And so at least for this initial rollout in 2016 and 2017 that we've done this quarter, we're just seeing that increasing further and further for us. We've seen our results consistently just a little under 60%, like 53%, 57% each month. So that's been a really pleaser and a delighter for our members who utilize the asset. The second thing that we've seen is a really good result in terms of containment or self-service, and compared to our IVR, it's been percentages that are 4 times more than our traditional IVR. So that's been really good for us. And so I think you bridge the gap in with Jacada and FastPath. I think we give them a teaser and a taste for those who are not used to self-service to experience it, and then we say, do you want more of this? And they're like saying yes.